All right. Let's see if that works. Clay buddies. Okay. Can you guys see me? I know there's a bit of a lag. Are you back? I'm going to do the old school, I'm sticking it in a cup method because my, yay! Okay, I'm back now. All right. Yeah, you guys are sitting in that broken cup that I showed you because my tripod wasn't working. So hey, Karen. Hello. Hello, hello. All right. Where's my video? I'm waiting for it. Sorry, guys. All right, there we are. Video. Now I can see your comments nice and big on the screen. Hello again. Hello. Thank you for coming back. We're going to get right into painting now that you're sitting in a cup on my table. Long time no see. It's been forever. Oh, hello. Back up and running. Okay. Is it clear for you guys? It should be clear. How's the quality? Hello? Okay. So we're going to try it this way. You're sitting in a cup. Awesome. Okay. This is better too because then I can just hold it right here and check. There we go. All right. One more thing just so I don't lose what we're doing. All right. Back to what I'm doing. So my cups, again, like I said, they remind me of my best friend, my grandpap, the guy that, started art for me. The reason why I am what I am and who I am. And the chickadees always hung out with us in the garage, always. So there's something pretty special. I do a lot of cups for people. Like I do, they'll send me the pictures of their animals, or they'll send me a picture that they took at the zoo. And I'll do that. So, there we go. But chickadees kind of hold a special little place every time I do them. So, let me get my hand out of the way. Okay. But anyway, I start my illustrations by just going into medium areas, so not super dark areas, but like medium areas. And I don't even care right now if it's just water that's going onto my cup or if it's, underglaze, because I'm just planning it out in this stage. I'm just kind of like making quick little strokes in the direction that I want my chickadee's feathers to go. And I'm starting to kind of plan out where the dark is going to be and where, where maybe his light areas will be. So I'm going to stay away from there. Try to keep my hands out of the way. But I do water down the underglaze a lot at this stage with just water. I turn it into watercolor basically. And then I'm looking at a reference image, one chickadee, and all of my cups come from reference images. Some of them are images that I took. Some of them, I never use just one straight image. I always use a series of images. Hold on, I'm going to move myself to the other side of my cup. Okay. So I never use one straight image. If it's from the internet, I'll use like 3 or 4 images put together. My favorite cups to do are cups with stories. Like the chickadees. The chickadees for me are my pap coming to see me again. And I always say when I sell a chickadee cup, fly away home. So it's extra special to me. Those ones are extra special. But I layer in those feathers. Are you guys still here? Did I lose anybody? I see I lost like half of the people. I'm sorry. Okay, I see a heart. That's good. Okay. But yeah, I start building in this layering. And I try to use my brush as if oh gosh, my hand's in the way. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's hard to tell because on this it doesn't look so much. There we go. Ah. But I try to brush in the direction of the feathers. That way it gives it a little more lifelike appearance. Everything that I do, whether it's a dog, a cow, a bird, anything, whatever I do, I always try to brush in the direction of the fur or the feathers, as if I was taking my hand and just petting the animal. So anyway, the chickadees now, kind of continue on with the chickadee story. The chickadees now still visit me in the garage because my pap, before he passed away, he ended up getting mesothelioma. And before he passed away, he put my kiln in his garage because I didn't have a spot to put it where I live. And every time I'm in there, it doesn't matter what time of year. It was like middle of winter, but it was nice enough out that I could fire. I'm using a brush. This is a Prang watercolor brush. Nothing fancy. I got like this brush, and then I'll show you. I'm going to use cheapo these brushes because they have that soft spot right there, because I do work on these for a while and my fingers get sore. But anyway, these are the brushes I use. Nothing fancy. Sometimes I even use even worse brushes. Like, yeah, I'm not fancy. I don't, I'm a teacher. I don't have the funds to be fancy. But I do have a watercolor Underglaze brush. Sorry, not brush. Pencil. But it looks too much like I'm drawing with crayon for me. And I don't want that. I want something that looks like real. I like realism. I like to try to make these things look as real as possible. And that's why it takes me so long, because I'm picky. But anyways, oh yeah, dead of winter, middle of winter. I'm in not my garage, but my grandpa's garage, firing the kiln, and I hear this ruckus going on, and I look up, and in the rafters of the garage, there's this chickadee. Yes, it is Amico, Velvet Underglaze 361 Jet Black. Hello. Welcome. So yeah, that's what I'm using. I love using the Amico Underglazes. They work the best for me. At least for now, I haven't found anything that I like better. So Anyways, yeah, so I heard a ruckus up in the rafters of the garage, and I looked up, and it was this chickadee bouncing around, and it was kind of neat because, like, there, no matter what time of year, if I look up, there's always chickadees up there saying hello. And when I go to leave the garage, they leave with me. They don't stay. They'll come in, they'll fly in, and then they'll leave. But, you know, we used to catch them. My grandpa, I swear he was part Doolittle, because he used to catch them. They would land on his finger, and he would just carry them outside, and then he'd talk to them the whole time. He would just say, "Oh, chickadee, it's time for you to leave. I've got to leave the garage. Time for you to go." And he'd carry them outside, and I always thought that was so crazy. Like, they would just, "Oh, okay, sounds good. Okay, see you later, Pap." And now when I go to fire my kiln, they do the same thing. They fly in, they check me out, they see what I'm doing, and yeah, and then they do it. They fly back out. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, so my pap fought mesothelioma for a couple years and unfortunately lost his battle to it. So now his chickadees come in to tell me hello and that he's still there and he's still thinking of me. They're like my cardinals. So anyways, but yeah, like up here you can see it's not quite detailed yet. I'm not ready, you know. Yeah. Yeah, they will. They'll just like land on you. They're the coolest little birds. But I even did, like, my grandpap used to wear those newsboy caps. I called them pappy caps. I never knew that they had any other name besides a pappy cap. And so anyway, he would wear those all the time. And so I've done a number of those mugs with little pappy caps, black suspenders, and little plaid shirts on the birds. And then it was kind of cool because after I did it, I found another image of one online. So that must be special to somebody else with a pappy just like mine. I thought that was kind of cool. And kind of really weird too, that, you know, somebody else's pappy and a chickadee are special to them. That's a lot like mine. So, pretty cool. But in this, oh gosh, my hand's in the way. I'm sorry, guys. This, again, this is just a prang. It's a watercolor brush, nothing fancy. I got it out of a watercolor that I use at my house with my kids. We actually use these at the school as well. And I don't know. This is a just simple watercolor brush. I like it. It flows nicely and it holds that underglaze nicely. Okay, so up in here you can see it's not like anything special yet. It's kind of just getting there. Then I start going in to smaller brushes. Sometimes I'll use that watercolor brush the whole time. It depends, really. Like if it's something bigger like a cow, then I tend to use it. Oh, my hand's in the way. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like leaning over my phone. Okay. So this, hello. This is just cheapo brush I got at Michael's. I think I was even in the kids section. I don't know. Nothing special. There's like, what's it say? Craft Smart. That's like the off-brand. So Craft Smart brushes. And then when I go in to start adding detail, let's see. I am not used to talking during this, so I apologize. But when I go in to start adding detail, then I start looking for where the darkness comes in up underneath a medium tone. And I'll pull that darkness in there. Now in this area right here, it needs to kind of blend, and I want to blend it out a bit. So the brushes, if I didn't, I think, oh, I answered your question. Okay, we're good. This one right here, I take pure water and I just go right up into that darkness and I pull it with just water out to blend that. I use it just like I do watercolor. And I bring it out. Sometimes I don't even see the actual, like, what happens until, this I do a lot too. I'll tend to clean my brush off on my hand and get a medium tone that way. But here we go. If I want to soften it, see how it looks like teeth right now? That's weird. Birds don't have teeth on their beaks. At least these ones don't. Then I just take straight up water and smooth it out. Okay. If you hear me taking like big breaths while I'm painting, I tend to hold my breath while I paint. I don't know why. It's really weird. I've always done it ever since I was a kid. Oh gosh, my thumb's in the way again. All right, so right here in the eye, what I do is I usually like pay attention because these birds have like kind of almost like little, I don't know how to describe it, like little sectioned off areas around their eye. So I always put those in. I'm just really trying to pay attention to where the midtones, the highlights, and, you know, the dark areas, the shadows are. Oh gosh, hold on. Alright, chickadee, fly back to me. There we go. I've got my chickadee across the room on my computer. Okay. So I'm sorry, this is probably like super boring to you guys. But this part just takes time. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me hold. Let's do this. I'm going to do this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to hold the cup right here. Now you can see all the other stuff on my table. There we go. Boom. Now you can see it. Now in here, what I tend to do is look for like the dark areas and the light areas, and I want to leave the real dark stuff. Okay, thank you for that suggestion. I'm sorry, I was trying to work with it. But I want to leave the real dark spots where they are. And I'll go into the darker areas, especially, and really add like 2 or 3 layers of the dark, the black, well, the pure black, whoop, there we go, of the pure black, to really darken it up, because like I said, you know, it burns out in the firing. So it's funny, I hear a bird. I don't know where that's coming from, but there's totally a bird outside my window. Like 7:46. Hello, chickadee. All right, and then I come in here and I'm like, all right, so that spot needs to darken up. See, the chickadees come and say hi to me. Let me know I'm not lonely. It is, oh no! So if this happens, oh gosh, if that happens, that's not that big of a deal. I can wipe it off, or, well, actually sand it off, because it's just bisqueware, or sorry, greenware. It's just bone dry. So, oh, there we go. So here's where I start getting fussy and start adding things to make the eyes, you know, like really pop. It's alive. And I just start like paying attention to detail, like what's going on right around here. Where are, yeah, I see there, that bird, that is so funny. Oh my gosh. Hello, chickadee, saying hi to me. It's funny, he would have totally been like, he wasn't technology savvy by any means, but if he knew I was doing something like this, my pap would have been on it. He would have been, you know, getting a cell phone just to watch. So, pretty cool. Thank you. Yeah, with this stage, it's all trying to add more realism to it, bringing this thing to life and adding layers, because like I said before, the layers burn out. The lighter stuff burns out. So all that light right there, I'm going to have to darken. Otherwise, it will go bye-bye. And again, I just kind of brush it in the direction of the feathers to keep them looking real. And then I'll undercut some things, because like, let's say a feather needs to look like it's lifted. Like if it's right here and it needs to pop out, I would take just pure black underglaze, and to pop it off of that beak, I would just go right up underneath there and create a shadow, but not a solid line, because if I put a solid line there, it would look not real. So I want to just come up underneath it with a little bit. A bird. Hello. And I like to use these brushes for filling in the feathers. Now, if I find that I put a feather where I don't want it, I will, I'll just take like, this is my tool, my eraser. An X-Acto knife. I just erase with that. And sometimes I will use one of these, just one of the, what is it? Amico T3. I'll just use one of those to add some like texture, like a sgraffito sometimes, but not too much. Okay. Sorry guys, I did not get very far on this. Sorry, Stacy. I yapped too much. Hopefully you guys got something out of this though. I tend to build my feathers from the front to the back too. Thank you, Corey. Hello, Birdie. But yeah, I totally build them from the front to the back so they overlap. And maybe you're like a much faster painter, and if you are, I totally envy you because I'm not. Even when I'm not talking, I spend, I think, more time staring at the picture, figuring out which direction those feathers are going, and being super ridiculously picky. There's the geese. I did the first layer differently. I did it back to front. The first layer doesn't matter. The first layer is underneath all of this, and I just kind of, and it's like a medium tone. I water down that color a lot. But the darker layers, I want the end to be really, pronounced and known. It doesn't matter if the other ones become hidden underneath those feathers. I'm going to do a few more of these light ones before I pop off of here. So the light ones in here, I don't leave this blank. I come in and I create a light value. And then I look for, the light feathers. I look for something like, generally there's a bunch of feathers like right in here. And again, I test it out on my skin, so I'm hoping that's not a bad thing. I have used those makeup sponges before to test it out on. But like I said, I'm an art teacher, and we kind of just paint all over ourselves to demo. If you're an art teacher, you'll probably be like, or even you guys are artists, you understand, we paint all over ourselves. We've been yelled at for that since we were little. So but I'll just put, some of these feathers in here. The ones that are coming in down around here. I'll start building this guy up so he looks real, or realer, more real. Okay, my English is terrible today. But more realistic. Yeah, I paint all over myself every day with I used to teach high school. Now I'm at the elementary level, and my elementary kids laugh at me because I demonstrate straight up on the table all the time. Like, if they have a question, if they want to know how to do something, I'm always like, oh, okay. And I grab the paint and paint right beside their artwork on the table, because I don't ever paint on their artwork, or I don't ever draw on their artwork. It's theirs. Once I touch it, it becomes ours. And so I go right on the table. Oops, sorry. I'm in the way again. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more things and then, let you guys go. This light spot right here, I watered down quite a bit. Some black I just added a lot of water. Back over here. Oh man. My clothes, I thank goodness, like I don't even care. Like I am covered all the time in paint. And it's just become like acceptable that I'm walking around school covered in paint. And the kids are like laughing because they're like, "Oh, you're painting today." Or if I'm doing clay, like it's in my eyebrow, it's across my forehead because I scratched my head. It's in my hair. I call it my hair bands. I have highlights. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I do. And I just keep building, building, building everywhere. I'll take this and I'll keep going down. I did have, like, I do berries on some of them. Let me show you a berry. I'll skip down to the berries. Let me go get that red. Okay, so this is the red that I use. It's the bright red. And what I do with the red is the same thing that I do with the black, kind of. It's a little different. I'll just scoop out some of it, put it on the lid. If you can see, there's a little bit of black mixed in. That's because, well, I didn't clean my brush well enough. I know, bad art teacher, right? What the heck? So I'll just stick it on the lid, stick it like that so it doesn't all dry out. And then I actually end up cleaning off my lid quite a bit because I will also mix this in with black and create different shades of red. I found that with the bright red, it looks okay. Like, I don't generally shade with black in my paintings or anything. But I tried it out for this and I liked it. So, it works. So anyway, for my berries, what I'll do... Oh, that one's all messed up. I'm not going to stick one there. It doesn't matter. This cup's kind of messed up anyways. But I will stick my dark coat on. And then, again, paint on myself. I'll figure out where the end of the berry is and kind of leave that little spot. And it's almost time for me to go. Sorry. I'll just keep layering. The brighter side of the berry, I'm going to do straight up red. And then the darker side of the berry, the shadowed side, I add shadow with the black. I just bring that jet black in. Make a shadow, bring it down around, and then just shade it in. Like that. Like that. That's the quick and dirty how I do the berries. So anyways, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with me. And yeah, I had fun. So I hope you guys had fun. You learned something from this. Have an awesome day. And Stacy, if you're on here, I'll let you go so the next person can start their presentation. Thank you guys for joining from everywhere, which is totally cool. Gonna get my stuff out of the way. See ya.